I think it would actually be unfair to touch on spiritual gifts without actually touching on purpose, because I would actually love to share a bit of my story and a bit of background about, So, for those people who are listening to us for the very first time, those people who are watching us for the very first time, Hlelo and I, we kind of, how do I even put this without blowing up without making myself, without inflating my ego? I just feel like we started in the entertainment industry in 2007.
Right.
With a radio show, which we thought would just be a normal weekend driving you to the party type of vibe, because Hlelo and I were always interested in the music industry. Our brothers were just our biggest inspiration when it came to the music, especially when it came, music influence.
Right.
They really influenced us, and we thought, how can we incorporate our love for music with the world? And we thought, okay, cool, let's just try radio. We did the radio show, and really, I really just thought that I would be going in to do my radio show and go back home.
Right.
But it turned out to be this Hlelo and Ntando frenzy. It was just this thing, like the show blew up. It was almost like we were on the radio Monday to Friday when we had a weekend slot. We were on Saturday and Sunday, and we literally called our slot driving you like to the party.
Right.
And I just remember just having so much fun and always knowing the hottest spots to go to. And we were young at the time.
Right.
So that was my thing. I just really thought that I didn't even think of God at the time. I just thought, where's the coolest party to go to?
Because I'm there.
What are the best clothes to wear? Which red carpet am I going to be going next? I mean, we had TV shows. We were presenters. We were on magazine covers. We were,
going all around the world. You name it.
We traveled all around the world, met the hottest DJs from around the world. And that really, for me, truly, Hlelo, I truly believed that my role in this world was just to party and have fun without really thinking about the deeper impact that I was making in the world.
Right.
And how our journey went. Literally, where I thought I was at the peak of my life, God really stripped everything away from us. We literally woke up one day and everything was gone. I mean, everything was going well. But, there was something empty. I think we reached like the fifth year or sixth year mark. We were working Monday to Monday. We never saw our family at all. We were never at birthday parties.
We never had a day off in 6 years.
We never had a day off. So when people were celebrating Christmas, New Year, we were working. And towards where God stripped us, it started to feel empty because I was going to parties, I was going to events, but it was the same people, same music, everything was the same gift boxes, same everything. And I felt like I lacked something, but I couldn't put my finger on it. So when that stripping came, it was literally the most heart-wrenching. I felt like God had punched me in the stomach because I was like, God, how do you give me all of these things that I valued so much and you take everything away from me because now I'm not going to parties. I'm not doing anything. I'm at home. I'm not going to work. I'm used to working Monday to Monday. I'm not working anymore. So I wake up every day depressed. Do you remember the times when we used to sleep all day and all night, but like literally sleep all day, all night with the curtains closed?
Yes.
Because I didn't know who I was anymore. I thought, who am I without a red carpet event?
Yeah.
Who am I without the latest designer clothes on? Who am I without rubbing shoulders with the A-listers or the who's who of South Africa, And it was, I don't even know how long the period was, if it was a year, because it's like a blur now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a year, 2 years or 3 years, but I just remember feeling useless.
Yeah.
Feeling like I was nothing. Like waking up.
The danger of wrapping your identity in your job.
Yes.
Or in your career.
Yes, because we would like wake up to eat and sleep. The house was a mess. No one was cleaning dishes. We were having arguments about who's supposed to clean what, who's supposed to do this. The house was clutter. We had so many shoes, so many bags, so many clothes, everything designer.
Stuff.
Everything was we just had designer stuff, shoes, bags, clothes, you name it, we had it. But I was still home, depressed for months. It could have even been years where we wouldn't even let the light in the house. That it was literally dark.
Yeah.
And that was the time that we actually, I'm going to mention her name. I always try to protect people's names and identities because some people don't want to be in the limelight. But I'm going to mention her name because
you don't have to mention.
I don't have to mention her name,
please.
So
I don't know where the story is going.
I'm going to mention her name.
No, you don't. Please don't.
I don't have to. Okay, so I'll tell the story without mentioning her name. I think God sent an angel our way, who at the time when we were going through that, she didn't know what we're going through. Because she doesn't live with us. She didn't really know, but she could feel us spiritually that something was wrong.
Right.
And God brought this woman into our lives who, actually, no, I'm going to say it, our sister-in-law. Mm-hmm. So God introduced us to our sister-in-law, who at the time I felt like she was such a goody-goody two-shoes. Mm-hmm. I really felt like, here's this new sister-in-law. She was all about God and the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like, she couldn't shut up about God.
Yeah.
And every time when I reached out to her for help or assistance, she just sent me a verse. I'm like, babe, send me a freaking flight ticket. Send me a flight ticket. Send me some money so I can leave the house, go on some beach somewhere and enjoy myself and stop with the Bible verses because I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know, like, I need real solutions. I mean, it even came to the point where I felt like calling my brother and checking on him, like, how are y'all solving conflict at home? Cause this chick be sending Bible verses. Are you okay? You know? And one day, on our birthday, after having gone through this dark period for so long, she gave us Bibles and devotionals. Do you remember that?
I remember.
Oh, excuse me. And I'm just getting so emotional talking about it. She sent us a Bible. She gave us Bibles and devotionals for our birthday. And even then I was still tripping about that in my head.
Yeah.
I was like, a gift card could have been nice. What am I going to do with a bunch of words? For real.
Right.
I took the devotional, took the Bible, and I started with the devotional, the daily devotionals.
Right.
So I'd wake up and read the devotionals. And over time, I would actually, to be quite honest, in the Bible had this index where it was like, if you have worries about money, go to this page. If you've got worries about depression or addiction, I just go to the verses about money because still I'm thinking, show me the money, God. The problem is the money. If I had more money, I'd be so much more happier. But as I read the devotionals and as I read the Bible, I started to, like, literally, I don't know what came over me. I just felt happy. Like, over time, I started opening the curtains. I don't know, like I said, I don't know how long the period was. Mm-hmm. But over time, I started opening the curtains. We started giving away designer clothes, designer shoes, bags to charity. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that? We would fill up
bags.
We would fill up 10, 20, trash bags full of things to give away to charity because I just felt this load being lifted off of my shoulders. Like, I don't need this. You know, and I just got so full of myself. I started learning how to treat myself better. I started learning how to set boundaries better. I started learning how to have standards, basic standards of how I want to be treated.
Right.
And I started listening to sermons and I started realizing that, hold on, my purpose is more than just giving the people what they want.
Right.
Like, I am not a give the people what you want type of a person.
Right.
And I started realizing that my purpose was actually in serving.
Right.
So although I wasn't waking up to broadcast every day, we were watching the kids, my brother's children. We were house sitting. Sometimes we'd be at my brother's house when they were traveling for 2 weeks, 10 days watching the kids. And that was my way of actually serving.
Right.
I was able to show up for people where they needed us the most and they would call on us and they knew that they could always rely on us. And it really filled me up.
Right.
Spending time with my nephews and nieces, because remember, bearing in mind, we were away from them for 6 years, literally 6 years. I never saw them. And then I thought, wow, God is actually giving me this opportunity to get to know my family again.
Right.
And that for me was the best time of my life because we are so close with them now.
Right.
And that time with them has been so priceless.
Right.
And even the way our brothers talk about us, like, wow, you guys are always there for the kids. You show up, and that's what makes me full. My purpose is serving others where they see me fit. So if God sends people my way, I'm able to recognize it and say, wow, God has sent this person to me and I need to show up for them. And vice versa. God now sends me to people and I'm able to recognize when God is sending me to a certain person or to work towards a certain purpose or a certain goal. and I'm able to recognize it. And I'm also very good now at even recognizing when the devil or the enemy has sent me someone, and I'm able to, resist the devil and he shall flee. I'm able to discern very quickly that this is not of God.
Right.
It feels funny. It feels awkward, and I'll disengage very quickly. But then there are those instances where I'm sent to certain people, and I'll even arrive and have conversations with them, and it's scary to even tell someone that, I see something in you, and I feel like I've been sent to you. And I feel like we should engage more. And sometimes it scares people away, because some people don't know that's how God works. Sometimes they don't understand. Like, maybe they think it sounds a bit creepy, especially for non-believers. Like, God sent me to you. Remember, touched by an angel. Like, I'm an angel sent by God. Like, I'm pulling a De La Reese on them. So that's my purpose. I found my purpose. My purpose is in serving. And I think at this stage of my life, I'm still obviously discovering more of my purpose, but it's inspiring young girls. It's inspiring women that are even older than me. It's inspiring my peers and sharing my story. This is a story that I've never even told anybody. I think I think even for the family, this is the very first time they're actually hearing the story told like this, because they didn't know how dark of a place we were in. And this is just to tell those young girls and even women that are older than me, all my peers, that no matter what it is that you go through, your purpose really sometimes can be found in the darkness, when you are in the pit, when you are in the darkest part of your life. That is where you find your purpose.